In a related news, British Defence Minister Ben Wallace held a press conference with his Polish counterpart, Mariusz Błaszczakin, in London regarding the Ukraine crisis. Here's Nicole Salenga for the report.
Defense Secretary Ben Wallace on Monday said 350 more British troops would be sent to the Polish border to shore up NATO's eastern flank against any Russian aggression. Wallace said that the troops would strengthen a contingent of 100 British soldiers already there and would be a bilateral deployment to show that they can work together and send a strong signal that Britain and Poland stand side by side. The announcement came following talks between Wallace and Polish Defence Minister Mariusz Błaszczakin amid growing fears of a Russian invasion of Ukraine, which would spark a massive exodus of refugees into Poland. Belarus last year allowed migrants to cross its border into Poland, sparking a humanitarian crisis and prompting the deployment of 100 British troops to strengthen the border. Błaszczak told journalists that the additional British troops would cooperate with the Polish armed forces on increasing the security, especially when it comes to threats on the border. Russia is seeking a guarantee from NATO that Ukraine will not enter the alliance and wants the bloc to withdraw forces from member states in Eastern Europe. Wallace on Monday insisted that NATO is a defensive alliance and that Russian aggression could be counterproductive and lead to more NATO, the very thing that President Putin says he doesn't want. Let's listen in to the statement of British Defence Minister Ben Wallace at a press conference in London.
As I was saying last week, obviously there are people in NATO, in Central Europe and Southern Europe, who've expressed either a wish or worries about a consequence of an invasion of Ukraine, and those are, as you've heard, the French talk about an EFP in the south. All of that is in the mix at NATO. We have offered up to NATO a range of forces that we could put into that, but I think ultimately that's a NATO decision about how it wishes to deploy those forces for deterrent or whatever, and we're obviously, those decisions are being made literally as we speak, and we'll find out in the next few days. You saw in the media, obviously, we have put forward, for example, an increase of air policing or a squadron it could help in the area of the Black Sea or indeed in Bulgaria and Romania. That is an option of air. We've also put forward more Navy ship patrols in the Black Sea for the south, but also in Mariusz is part of the world, whether we could do more force improvements to EFP or indeed other bilateral deployments. And we'll see what NATO choose to do.
Reporting from London, United Kingdom, I am Patricia Rodriguez. We live in interesting times.